The boy ran. His bare feet slapped hard against the wet pavement, breath tearing out of his chest as he clutched the wrapped food tight against his ribs. Behind him. Stop him. A chair crashed. Someone shouted. Glass rattled. He didn't stop. He couldn't. He turned the corner too fast and slammed straight into a man. The impact knocked the air out of him. The package slipped. He dropped to his knees instantly, scrambling, desperate fingers grabbing for the food like his life depended on it, because to him, it did. A polished shoe stepped into his view. Stillness. Silence. The boy froze. Is this him, sir? A voice came from behind, breathless. He tried to steal from the restaurant. The boy slowly lifted his head. The man standing over him wasn't shouting, wasn't angry, wasn't even moving, just watching. Sharp eyes, calm face, expensive suit untouched by the chaos. Ethan Cole, owner of the restaurant, owner of the entire building, owner of more than the boy could even imagine. Their eyes locked. The boy tightened his grip on the food. I wasn't stealing, he said, his voice low but firm. I was just hungry. A pause. Something flickered across Ethan's face, so quick it almost didn't exist. Sir, the staff member pressed. Should we call security? Ethan didn't look away from the boy. No, he said quietly. The staff blinked. Sir, let him go. But I said let him go. The tension snapped. The boy hesitated, confused now. Suspicious. Ethan crouched slightly, lowering himself just enough to be eye level. Take it, he said. No one's chasing you. The boy didn't move. I don't want charity, he muttered. Ethan's jaw tightened. Then don't call it that, he replied. Call it survival. Another pause. Then the boy stood slowly, still clutching the food, eyes locked with Ethan's. I didn't beg, he said again. Ethan nodded once. I know. The boy turned and walked away, not running this time. Not thanking him either. Just walking. Ethan stayed there long after he disappeared. Sir, his manager asked carefully. Are you all right? Ethan stood up, brushing imaginary dust off his sleeve. I'm fine, he said. But he wasn't. And for the first time in years, he knew it. If you're watching this and you already feel something pulling at you, stay with this story. It only gets deeper from here. And if stories like this move you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and tell me in the comments what you would have done in that moment. Because Ethan thought he knew exactly who he was. Until that boy reminded him of someone he had buried. Himself. That night, Ethan sat alone at the head of a long dining table. The food in front of him was flawless. Perfectly plated. Precisely measured. Designed by chefs people traveled across continents to experience. He didn't touch it. Instead, he stared at it. Then pushed the plate slightly away. His assistant stood nearby. Should I have them prepare something else, sir? No. A pause. Find the boy. She hesitated. Sir, the one from earlier. I want to know where he lives. Who he's with. Of course. She turned to leave. And don't involve the authorities, he added. She nodded. Understood. The room fell silent again. Ethan leaned back in his chair, fingers steepled. I wasn't begging. I was just hungry. The words echoed. Sharp. Familiar. Too familiar. He closed his eyes. And the past came crashing in. I'm not hungry, Ethan. I already ate at work. Young Ethan stared at the plate in front of him. It was small. Too small. Are you sure? He asked. His mother smiled, soft but tired. Of course I am. Now eat before it gets cold. He nodded and began eating, slow at first, then faster. Too fast. Like if he didn't finish it quickly, it might disappear. Across the table, Ruth Cole watched him. Her smile never dropped. But her hands trembled slightly under the table. That night, Ethan woke up thirsty. The apartment was quiet. Too quiet. He stepped out of his room and paused. His mother sat on the couch, knees pulled to her chest. Her eyes were closed. But her stomach, it growled. Loud. Ethan froze. She hadn't eaten. She had lied. He stepped back slowly, heart pounding in a way he didn't understand yet. That was the first time he realized hunger didn't just hurt. It hid. Sir, Ethan's eyes snapped open. His assistant stood in front of him again. I found them. He straightened slightly. And? The boy's name is Noah. Lives with his mother. She works long hours. Cleaning jobs mostly. Do they have enough? She hesitated. No. Silence stretched between them. Ethan stood abruptly. Prepare a transfer. How much? Enough that they won't have to worry about food again. And the sender? Anonymous. She nodded. And sir. He paused. They've refused assistance before. Ethan's expression hardened. They won't refuse this. The next day, Noah stood outside a small apartment building, staring at his mother. She held the envelope in her hand, her face tight with emotion. I'm not accepting this, she said. Why not? Noah asked. Because we didn't earn it. Noah frowned. We need it. She crouched in front of him, holding his shoulders gently. Needing something doesn't mean we lose ourselves to get it. He looked away. So we just stay hungry? Her eyes softened. We stay proud. That word settled heavy. Proud. Ethan read the report twice. Then a third time. They refused it, he asked quietly. Yes. His grip tightened on the paper. Why? They said they don't take handouts. Something in his chest twisted. Handouts. He exhaled slowly. Set up a job for her. Sir, in one of the restaurants. Something stable. And if she refuses that too? Ethan paused. Then said, almost to himself, then I'll go myself. He didn't remember deciding to go back. But there he was. Standing in front of the same building. Same cracked walls. Same worn-out stairs. Nothing had changed. Everything had changed. He walked up slowly. Each step felt heavier than the last. Until he reached the door. He knocked. Footsteps inside. The door opened. Noah stood there. Their eyes met again. Recognition. Tension. You again, Noah said. Ethan nodded. Can I come in? A pause. Then. No. Ethan blinked. My mom's not home, Noah added. And even if she was, we don't need anything from you. Ethan looked at him carefully. You think that's what this is? Noah shrugged. Isn't it? Ethan inhaled slowly. I used to be you. Noah scoffed. No, you didn't. Ethan stepped closer. Yes, he said quietly. I did. Something in his tone made Noah hesitate. Just for a second. Then he shook his head. You don't know what it's like. Ethan's voice dropped. I know what it's like to pretend you're not hungry. Silence. I know what it's like to hear your mother say she already ate, when she didn't. Noah's expression shifted. Just slightly. I know what it's like to steal food, and hate yourself for it after. Now Noah said nothing. Ethan exhaled. You're not the only one who's been there. The door didn't close. But it didn't open wider either. Then why are you here? Noah asked. Ethan didn't answer immediately. Because the truth? He didn't fully know yet. That night, Ethan stood in front of a building he hadn't visited in decades. His childhood home. It looked smaller now. Weaker. Like time had slowly chipped away at its strength. Just like it had done to him. He stepped inside. The smell hit him first. Old wood. Dust. Memory. He walked slowly through the hallway. Each step echoing. Each breath heavier. Then he stopped. The kitchen. He could see it. Clear as day. His mother standing there. Smiling. Lying. I'm not hungry, Ethan. His chest tightened. You should eat. His voice cracked as the memory replayed. I'm not hungry either. But he had been. They both had. And she chose him. Every time. Ethan's knees buckled slightly as he leaned against the wall. I didn't see it, he whispered. I didn't understand. His voice broke. You were starving, and I let you pretend. The weight of it crashed over him all at once. All the years. All the success. All the distance. None of it erased that truth. Tears slid down his face, quiet, uncontrolled. For the first time in years, Ethan Cole allowed himself to feel. The next morning, everything changed. Effective immediately, he said to his board, every restaurant under my name will provide meals to anyone who asks. The room went still. No forms. No questions. No conditions. Sir, that could be abused. I don't care. Financially, this is. I said I don't care. His voice wasn't loud, but it was final. If someone walks in hungry, they eat. That's it. Silence. Then, yes, sir. Noah walked into the restaurant again. Slowly this time. Not sneaking. Not running. Just walking. He looked around tense, ready to be thrown out. Instead, welcome, a staff member said gently. You can sit anywhere. Noah frowned. I don't have money. That's okay. He hesitated, then sat. Moments later, a plate was placed in front of him. Warm. Full. Real. He stared at it, then looked up. Across the room, Ethan stood, watching, not smiling, not proud, just present. Noah picked up the fork slowly, took a bite, and for the first time, he didn't feel ashamed. Ethan turned away quietly, his chest lighter than it had been in years. He couldn't change his past, but he could change what it meant. If this story touched you, if it made you feel something real, this is your moment. Like this video, subscribe for more powerful stories, and drop a comment below. What would you have done if you were Ethan? Because sometimes, the strongest thing a person can do is finally face the hunger they tried to forget.